Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Fed Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is June 26, 2024, and today is Wednesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, Google pushes to all-time new record highs. But first, looking at today's major economic events. So at 4 p.m. South African time, we have new home sales coming out from the United States. It's an important number and does affect the U.S. markets. Now, looking at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, the Japanese yen is teasing us on resistance close to that 160-ish level. Looking at the indices, though, complete different direction. The Dow Jones sells off while the NASDAQ gains. Now, looking at commodities, gold slides while natural gas and oil remain unchanged. Now, looking at the stocks, NVIDIA also has a nice bounce yesterday. And lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin remains unchanged. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. First with the Japanese yen. Now this is just amazing. Okay, just teasing us on this all-time record lows, only 20 pips away. If we look at a weekly chart, you can see we've challenged it. This is the second time, and we're really right there. Okay, this is a weekly chart. This is a daily chart. Okay, we've challenged it, and we've challenged it just in the past, let's say, 48 hours. Okay, as you could see that upper echelon, so it's really teasing us. I'd really keep an eye on this because if it does break out, it's going to break out with some momentum and some volume, okay? And that's really super important. Now, earlier this morning out of Australia, we had a CPI number and you could see, whoa, shot right back up. Okay, it's a 4-hour chart. Now, this may give us a fade opportunity, meaning it's going to correct itself on the downside. If it doesn't go out higher, it doesn't sustain itself. It's a very choppy market. I mean, we're looking at a 4-hour chart and you can see it's zigzaggy. Okay, that's really, and this is easy money because if you short it around here, put a little bit of a stop loss just above it, an easy trade, okay, if it does correct itself. Now, looking at commodities, all right, first we're going to look at gold because that really just slid this morning, okay, going from 23.29, 23.36-ish level down to 23.10. Now, again, it's also a choppy market, okay, and we're getting into supportish area, which means that we'll anticipate some sort of bounce, okay, so keep on looking at this later today. This may give us this. Now, looking at the U.S. markets, this is where it gets super interesting because the Dow Jones goes down and the NASDAQ goes up. And they keep on doing this, okay, for the past couple of days. They're going in separate directions. So let's take a look at the Dow Jones first. Okay, we hit that 39,900 and we hit a snag, okay, and the markets sold over 300 points yesterday. Now, it's had that move, 1, 2, 3, and even 4. Okay, usually it's a 3-point move, but it even pushed higher, okay? So keep an eye on this, all right, because there's lots of news coming out for the rest of the week that may really push the Dow Jones in different directions, and especially new home sales today, really super important as interest rates are very high. Less people are purchasing new homes, so that's an issue also. Now, looking at the NASDAQ, went the other way, bounced, okay? As it dipped below 20K, it moved above it. Now we're just above 20,000, but we still have 300 points to go on the upside. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Google had been consolidating in this upper range and finally broke out to 185. That's a big move for Google, and it may push the rest of the market higher as well. So let's take a look at the tech stocks. Meta moved to 510. Okay, that's a pretty big move for that as well. Microsoft back on that 450-ish level on its highs. And this may push out higher, and this may take us even higher. Okay, this is really very aggressive to the upside. Now, lastly, looking at NVIDIA. Now, NVIDIA had a retracement, one from 137 down to 116. That's a pretty big retracement. And then I said it's hitting supportish level around that 120-ish level. And sure enough, it moved back to 124, closing that gap. Now, the question is whether or not it's going to regain that momentum back up to its highs. That's yet to be seen. We've got to keep an eye on this as this still unfolds. Now, looking at lastly at Bitcoin, giving itself a break after getting that V formation. We dipped below 60K and then came right above it, and now we're just there. So I'd like to test this area to see if it's going to hold or is it going to test it slow again at 60K. This is Fed Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.